again. Welcome back to Terra Recon's Tale for the Taxi Line. My name is Renee Stacy, and I am the Director of Product Marketing here at Terra Recon. And I'm really pleased to welcome Mike Cannavo, who many of you will absolutely know as the PACSman and the author of the annual PACSman Awards that he publishes every year post RSNA. Welcome, Mike. How are you?
Thank you. Yeah, it's great. It's great. I kind of missed the snow and
I know.
the people talking behind my back at the show. But other than that, it's really good to kind of be home, be able to sit.
I know. I mean, my feet are absolutely not missing the time at RSNA, that's for sure. So that's perfect. So every year, you know, for as long as I can at least recall, I've always looked forward to your RSNA post roundup. It's always for a great read and definitely a great chuckle, you know, especially when most of us are really sitting with our feet up and just trying to recover after a busy week. So as we're getting closer now to the end of RSNA, and of course, the first virtual RSNA, which is, you know, new to absolutely everyone, give us a little sneak peek in terms of what we're going to see in your PACS Awards this year.
Well, they're still being written, but basically what I've done is tried to compare a virtual RSNA to a dating environment. Of course, many of the people that are reading this will be reading it are married and have been out of touch for a while. Me, I'm still on the prowl after 16 years, but you know, that's probably I relate more to the article than anything else. The virtual side of things is sort of like, you know, being on Match or Zoom or Zoosk or you know, pick your site.
Sure.
The real is the RSNA itself, and the differences and the disparities between the two are amazing. So you know, it's been interesting to say the least to try to figure out what's real and what's not.
And so how are you determining what's real and what's not in this virtual world?
Not easy. It's sort of like, you know, you go on a date, you click on somebody or you find somebody you like, you click on them, and then you come back and you start chatting, and then you find out, hey, it's not real.
Right.
In this situation, you know, you kind of read and if they're semi-literate in what they put together, you click on it and maybe in 3 or 4 hours somebody gets back to you and says, hi, I'm interested.
Right.
Most of the companies I know, a lot of the companies though that are new, it makes it challenging. So, you know, you click on it, you try to interact with them, and you go from there.
So are you finding in terms of the programming and, you know, the types of vendors and technologies and news announcements similar to previous years? Anything new that you're coming across?
The biggest thing that really shocked me this year is there are 107 people who have identified themselves as AI vendors out of 235 total vendors. So that's just over 45%. Close to half of the vendors have identified themselves as being in the AI market. Last year, there were just over 100 vendors out of 740.
Wow.
So the disparity is pretty great. I mean, the story this year is AI. You know, there are other areas that are of interest, like women's health and things of that sort. But the global story, majors, independents, everybody else, is AI.
Wow.
And how AI is being used.
And do you think it's the prevalence of a lot of these smaller, more innovative startups that are coming up through AI, or is everyone kind of getting on the same track?
The majors have finally recognized that if they're going to compete in the AI world, they have to say they have AI. Whether they have it or not remains to be seen, but they have to go ahead and say that they have AI. The independents, quite frankly, there's more money out there than you know what to do with. So if they put AI after their name, suddenly $5 million shows up in their bank account from VCs that want to just dump money in and say, hey, you're an AI company, let's make you real.
Right.
I was going to change my name to PACSman AI so I could get $5 million in my bank account, but it's not going to work. So
that's great. Oh my gosh. Well, listen, on that note, I am going to leave you for the rest of your evening. I know you've got some writing that you need to do. Your PACSman Award, I know, gets published up on antmini.com. We'll probably see that in the next few days. So listen, thank you so much for all of your time. We really appreciate you joining us, and have a great rest of the week.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank
Have a
you.
great one.
Take care.